spooky. It's Halloween and I'm walking through the cemetery. Why? Because I like cemeteries. I'm strange that way. But because this is a very old town, it was founded in the very early 1600s, if not at the end of the 1500s. This cemetery is pretty old. It is currently managed by the United Church, and there are some very, very old stones in here. This one, I can't read it at all. It is just that old. This one, and there's of course some new ones as well, like Ernest Parsons Taylor. He died in 1996, born in 1898, almost 100 years old. This one, I can't read any of it. It is so worn. 1912, I think. I don't know. Cindy Lou is at home because I don't want to bring her into the cemetery. Died October 21st, 1927. So that was, wow, almost 100 years ago. This one died 1911. Can't read the name. So, oh, and this one's toppled over. I'm a history geek and a cemetery geek. And this person was only 26 years old. William Augustus. Died December 15, 1911. 26 years old. But what I'm really interested in is way back here. So let's go on back. See here where I'm standing, it's all nicely mown and maintained. Some of the stones are broken. I'm not sure which way it goes. Okay, the engraving is on this side, but I can't read it. It's very worn. This one is broken as well. But then here, for some reason, we step into a part of the cemetery that is no longer maintained. It's not cared for. And I'm very curious as to why. Like, the grass is, well, it's more than knee high, but it's been raining for the past few days quite a lot. So it's worn down, and we had a huge frost this morning. Like these stones here, Robert Norman died 1889. I don't know. Like, are these the Presbyterians who died before the split? For those of you who know about the Presbyterian and the United Church in Canada, they split up from the Presbyterian Church into the United Church and the Presbyterian Church 1928, 29, something like that. Yeah, I honestly have no idea why this portion of the cemetery is no longer cared for, but it's kind of sad. Mary died July 11, 1920 something. Can't read them, but like some of these stones are just old. This one has a little lamb, which usually means a small child. Yeah. Just trying to be respectful and not stand on any of the head or footstones that are in the ground. George Tuffin? Sarah Tuffin? Someone's walking by. It's a little bunny. I can't make this out. Aged 28 years, but I can't figure out the name. This one as well. That's a Taylor, but I don't know what all of this says. Yeah, I don't know why this part of the cemetery is not maintained. Last week, Cindy Lou and I were walking around the cemetery, as we do, pretty much every day, because we live just over there. And we saw a young couple in here, and the young man, he said his family is originally from here in Carbonear, and he grew up in Ottawa. He now lives in Alberta with his wife. So he came here to visit, and he came into the cemetery to see how many of his ancestors are here. And he went back 3 generations past his grandmother. So his family's been here for quite some time. And he found some of his ancestors here in this older section that's all overgrown and not maintained, and he doesn't know either why it's not maintained. But I find it kind of sad. Here's another one. I just can't read it. It's got a dove on it. In loving memory. Died 10th of something. 1912. Might be 1812. This died 1885. Loving memory of Abel Taylor. Oh, and there's this one. The weeds have just grown up through the stone. The stone is, yeah, the weeds are like right through, which is a shame. Marianne. Aged. Can't read that. Sure makes for a spooky cemetery though. But this is history, like, and kind of history in the making, as to how this is being maintained and how this is being, or not maintained and not cared for. Speaks about how, I guess, this current generation does not, and by that I, mean people even my age, because, my neighbors, some of their family are buried in here as well. Mary Jane Neal died August 26, 1910. Can't read this at all. It's just boggles me. One, how people like, why is this section not attended? And 2, just how old this town is. Let me clarify how old this town is with white colonists. There were indigenous peoples here for likely thousands and thousands of years before white people came here. And see, this one is new. Arthur died in 2020. Gladys died in 1998. But even here is still not tended. So I don't get it. So yes, the history of Carbonear and Newfoundland goes back well before white people got here. It was just, it's not written down. And a lot of the First Nations stories of the first peoples who were here on Newfoundland are lost because they became extinct. The original First Nations people of Newfoundland They are called I think it's pronounced Beothuk or Beothuk. It's Beothuk, and they were here long before white people got here. The Vikings from Greenland spoke of the people that they met here when they got here in, when were the, was it 1000 or 1100 something, the Vikings landed in Newfoundland and stayed. But they have written record of the original peoples here, but those tribes unfortunately are now extinct. The Mi'kmaq, who are First Nations from Atlantic, what is now Atlantic Canada, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI. There are Mi'kmaq now here in Newfoundland, but the original tribes were called the Beothuk. I think that's how you pronounce it. Oh, look. This one is, I guess, broken and then fallen. So it looks like it was an in the ground stone, but I think it was actually an upright marker, and it has just toppled over. And because this part is not maintained, here's some more. And I'm trying to be very, very respectful and not walk on the markers. Oh, and this one looks like it has fallen recently. It looks like someone tried to repair it before and it has fallen again. So someone did care at some point. And I'm sure someone somewhere does care. Okay, there's a sinkhole. I don't want to go over there. I'm terrified of sinkholes. And it's not because I might fall into a grave. It's because I'm just, in general, terrified of sinkholes. Just sinkholes. Terrifying. So I don't know. Maybe, is that why? I mean, there's one sinkhole. Is that why this part is not maintained? I don't think so. I mean, even this tree looks lonely and dead. But, you know, it's the end of October, so. James. Something? Oh, another Taylor. Died 1877. 1890. This one is Captain W.P. Taylor. October 14, 1890, 76 years. And his beloved wife, Catherine, who died January 26, 1899. Yes, I'm sure there are older burial grounds in Carbonear. I don't know where they are, but because there were people here since the end of the 1500s, I'm sure they're buried somewhere, but I don't know where. I would have to do some what's that word? Research. Sacred to the memory of William Howell, who died July 1st, 1871. And then these ones in the ground. Fanny. And oh goodness, was this little person only 2.5 years old? I don't know who this is. I can't read it. Oh, I just stepped in a sinkhole. Oh. Yeah, see, it just, there's so much of it, of the older section, and I don't understand why it's not tended. Oh, goodness. Maybe it is because of the sinkholes, because I just stepped in another one. I don't know who this is. I can't read it. And a lot of these, I haven't seen any going back any further than the end of the 1800s. So a lot of them, the wear on them is because of the harsh conditions here. It's always windy. Then the water it's just down here. So the salt air and the wind are just, and this one is a little bit preserved because it's falling over. Edgar Pike died July 28th, 1871, 29 years and 3 months. That's just, oh, and he was a Mason. Oh, what's the one up from Mason with the G? Shriners. There we go. There is a Shriners thing here. This guy, 42 years old. People died young around here. Goodness. Which I guess is also for the time. And life out here was rough. A lot of the people here are fisher people. So they may have died on a fishing vessel, or, you know, before antibiotics, they could have died just of a simple infection, or what today we would call a simple infection. Ugh, now I'm tripping over things. Some of the other cemeteries that I've seen, the Anglican Church, the Catholic Church. There's also a very small cemetery for the Salvation Army Church. I haven't explored them yet. Elizabeth Jeter, maybe? Jeffers? Okay, maybe it's Jeffers. Oh, I just stepped in a puddle. And I've left poor Cindy Lou at home. I won't be gone too long. I'm close to home. Ooh, geez, another hole. Okay. Anybody else afraid of sinkholes, or is it just me? 1841. Wow, this just goes on and on and on. And honestly, I'm getting afraid of sinkholes. William Davis. September. Oh, here's a 1789. Okay, so as we go further back here, they're getting older. 1788. Okay, so now we're going back. Peter Took departed this life. Can't read down there. This one here is almost completely blank. Maybe if someone took a rubbing, they could make it out, but it's almost completely worn. Curtis. Yeah. See the word God. Yeah, I just can't read that. It's the wind here is just crazy, and the weather we've had in the past couple of days has just been like Mother Nature has gone psychotic. And this one as well, just worn almost completely smooth. I've been to old cemeteries in quite a few old cities. Boston, Charleston, of course the oldest cemeteries in Toronto, one of which is where my mother's remains are, with my grandmother and auntie and uncle and another auntie. And my other auntie will be there when she dies. Yeah, it's 1816. See, we walk on this road down here, and we can see, you know, through this fence. 1837. I'm looking for some more 1700s. 1855. Parsons. And a lot of these families are still here. They've been here forever, since, you know, the very first people, or the very first white people. I need to keep clarifying that. Oh, these ones way back here. Oh, can't really get to them. That's so horrible. Over to the other corner. Louisa Stickland Oats. I know some Sticklands in Toronto. 1810, I think. 21 years. See? Completely worn, unless it's on the other side. Yep. I see an S. That's about it. I've said it before on other cemetery tour videos, but I do not want to be buried. I want to become a tree. So I think that now, if you get cremated, they can put you in and put your remains and at the base of a tree, or grow trees from diluted with soil parts of your remains. So I would like to be a tree, or multiple trees. Mary Buckingham, and I guess wife John Buckingham. Can't read the rest. More Buckinghams, son of John and Mary. Age 1 year, 6 months. Goodness. Oh, here's our itty bitty tree. Fergus Powell. Thomas Powell. Lots of Powells still in town. Powells have a chain of grocery stores here in, I'm not sure if it's just eastern Newfoundland or across Newfoundland. This one. Oh, another rainstorm coming in. It has been, it'll start out sunny, and then 10 minutes later it's hailing, and then 10 minutes after that it's sunny again, and 10 minutes later it's black and pouring rain. It's just been crazy weather the past couple of days. $1855. Moses. There's a name to try to live up to. Moses. No pressure. Oh, is this one metal? It's got a foot and headstone. And yes, it's metal. Edward Malloy, 1825. Age 8 days. And Laura Malloy, aged 3 years. Oh, that's so sad. 2 children gone way too early. Oh, and here's an apple tree. Dead apples. But I should make note of that, and I can come and get some apples next fall. Memory, Donald Bethune of Rossshire, Scotland. I can't read what's down here. This one, another one, totally worn out. Oh, and this one broken. All of these. This is a Catherine Pike. Can't read the date. I think it's 17 something. More pikes. I just can't read them. And there are old stones of these same ages in the section that is maintained, and I've seen men out mowing the other section. I don't know why this part is not maintained. I just want to see this one over here that is all off on their own. Loving memory, Samuel Collins, November 26, 1957. Okay, so there might still be people here who remember them. They have flowers. Another one over here. All of these I have not looked at. And there's tire treads coming in, so I don't know. I just find this very, very strange. I can't read this. Yep, the storm's coming back in. You can see the tire marks. So somebody drives back here, they just don't do anything. And see, you can see the line. This is just where they stop. This poor one, they're trying to get into the section that is maintained. What's this? Joseph G. Taylor, 1857 died. Yeah. So I was curious. I wanted to go see that old section and sort of just let them know that yes, people notice that they are not being noticed. And so this part back here is maintained, and they're older stones, but for some strange reason the ones back there in that corner are not. Well, some of them are. I mean, the grass is mown as much as, maintenance goes. Not sure why we have these on a lot of them. Could be because of the sinkholes. Like, this person's marker is not right over where it's sinking, and I'm not going. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go far away from that one. Whew. So a lot of these are newer. 2007, 1939. Of course, if there's any people younger than me watching this channel, they're saying, what do you mean 1939 is new? See, this one looks like it's sinking as well. Yep, okay, it's raining. But see, people come in. I've seen people in here leaving flowers, picking up dead flowers. and visiting family. But for whatever reason, that back section just is not tended. So there's the United Church Cemetery in Carbonear, Newfoundland. Well, some of it. I'm gonna go home, get out of the rain. Yeah, it's a beautiful blue sky, sunshiny day, but it's starting to rain because it's all black over there. Give it a thumbs up. Do you like old cemeteries? Are you crazy like me? Getting across the road here. Or do cemeteries creep you out? I like the history because I'm a history geek, and cemeteries are history. So I think we're losing a lot of the history over there in that back corner, because it seems to have been forgotten. So thanks for watching. Catch you later.